Hello and welcome to episode 74 of the Championship Rounds podcast. We'll jump straight into the action. This weekend was meant to be a test. If you listened to the pre-fight narratives, it was meant to be this big sort of ex-world level heavyweight that wanted to come back against a young kid who was trying to build himself into a star. And it wasn't a test at all. I said a few months ago, Whyte is barely better than Dempsey McKean at this point. And I think it proved that he's actually significantly worse than Dempsey McKean. He's totally shot to pieces, like totally shot. He had no balance. He was almost falling over all week during like the press conferences and workouts and stuff. And most of the time it looked very, very good, but that level of Whyte, would anybody would anybody pick that version of Whyte to beat Dave Allen? Genuine question, yeah. So it was just a terrible main event and a terrible performance from Whyte. He is totally shot to bits and needs to retire.
Well, if you listen to me, it was also supposed to be a test. But I wasn't saying it was going to be a test. I was just hoping for a test. My hopes were not
being
met.
the easiest fight of his career.
I think that might have been like the third fastest knockout of his career or something like that. Maybe it's fourth fastest. I don't know. Like 2 minutes. Yeah, well, I don't know. It was pretty much over. You could just tell it wasn't going to go very far from the first punch.
Yeah,
and it
kind of
didn't.
mad it ended that quickly. Like I wanted for his development for it to be longer, but he kind of just hit him on the top of the head, and you're not gonna recover from that.
Like, the only way that fight would have gone longer is if he doesn't throw any punches, and that's just pointless. Like, he might as well just got him out of there. Like, if you can get someone out of there, just get them out of there. Especially this guy. Like, just get this guy out of the way, and then get into bigger tests rather than let it go longer by not doing anything and risking getting injured or cut. Pointless. Just get out of the way like he did. And like, yeah, I guess the punch was slightly behind the head, but it was the body shot right before that started. And also Whyte bent down. I mean, it's not like he tried to punch him in the head; he just kept bending down. And
I'm pretty sure, I assume it's legal to hit somewhere or wherever if the other person positions themselves to be hit. So
yeah, it's like as long as it's not intentional, I guess. Like, you can tell when people do it intentionally, like someone on this card.
no, he just tried to hit him with a hook, and it just he tried to punch where he thought he'd be, and Whyte tried to dip under, and it got him chinned. So.
Yeah, it's like, well, look, his legs are gone, his punch resistance is gone, his anything, the little boxing ability he had is gone. It's over. Well, yeah, sure. Well, yeah, guess he would do better against someone who's not as good as Moses Itauma, but I wouldn't really trust him to take a punch. Like, you're not going to be able to take punches from a guy who's that fast and those deadly intentions behind those combinations. Like, not many people throw combinations like that at heavyweight. Well, no one really.
Yeah, he doesn't punch like a heavyweight. Really.
Like, not even Usyk throws punches like that. Like those free-flowing combinations with that power, that speed. The closest guy is like Parker, but he doesn't have the power, but he does throw combinations sort of like that, or at least with the speed. Andy Ruiz, but yeah, Andy Ruiz is not going to fire anymore, so fuck him.
Yeah, he was really impressive.
Yeah, and like, he's impressive, and we know the exact same about him as we did before the fight happened. That's the disappointment.
He could have just not fought, and we would think the same of him.
Yeah, and it's like it's like good for like his star. Well, it's not good for his star ability if you're sticking him on pay-per-view in Saudi where there's like 10 people watching. Like if you want to put that fight on pay-per-view in the UK, okay, cool, but not anywhere else.
It would have been kind of really like just a better watch if it was in the UK.
Yeah, it should have been like, this is a UK guy. If you want to build him into a star, stop having him fighting in Saudi. Because, I mean, well, that fight would probably sell out the O2, I would imagine.
Probably.
And, you know, it would have been better if it was on Sky Sports or TNT, but what can you do?
Just right in Turkey's backyard. So I'm so sick of it.
It's sort of like that fight should have been the chief support to Eubank Ben. So, or the first fight or the second fight.
I think it should have been the co-main event to Usyk Dubois.
Yeah, or that makes sense as well. But like, that is a main event on pay-per-view. Like, when Itauma not even headlined the show yet. Like, yeah.
I seen your tweet where you're like, the Zone were trying to promote the pay-per-view after the fight was already over. They're like, oh, buy the pay-per-view of Whyte versus Itauma. The fight's over.
Yeah, like, I don't want to get onto these people because these people that do this stuff with the Zone, the social media guys and whatever, they're probably just like cheap university interns that don't really like boxing but want to get into social media and like that sort of, you know, business. But the amount of basic mistakes they've made all week. Like they were posting out the weights for Whyte and Itauma, and both had them as welterweights. They both had like Whyte and Itauma was 146 pounds. They put Reito Tatsumi on the graphics rather than his brother, who was actually fighting Hiato. They were asking to buy the pay-per-view after the main event had finished. Literally on a tweet, oh my god, Itauma's just stopped whiting around. Buy the pay-per-view below. Like it was just constantly that all week. And it's a constant thing with the Zone. Like, the others make mistakes. Like, PBC made a mistake today. But it's just not as common. Like, the Zone's social media team, it's blatantly obvious that they just don't know boxing. It's just blatantly obvious. And there's no research done behind it. And there's no real process of, is this actually right before we put it out? And it's just like, yeah, it's very, very bad. But that's a separate point. I think this fight could have been huge if Moses Itauma did that to Dillian Whyte on a 2016 Sky show. Say like this had the attention of a 2016 Sky show today, even with a washed up Dillian Whyte, and Moses Itauma does that, and you've got the clip rolling out on Sky Sports News all day for a week. You've got weigh-ins on Sky Sports News and all this stuff, and you've got everyone promoting it. You've got BBC doing media ringside for their radio commentary and all this. Like, it would have been like that would be perfect for Moses Itauma. But a pay-per-view that far away, like nobody really watched it. The first weekend of the football season, you had the snooker final going on at the same time that took a lot of viewers on TNT Sports. You had horse racing on all day. You like the amount of stuff it was competing with was just ridiculous. And to have it on pay-per-view that far away, you had rugby on, you had cricket on. And it's just like, what does that really do? Like the highlights have done decent numbers on social media, but not loads. And yeah, it's just, this is really showing the lack of promotion. And it's a shame. Because that's all this fight really was to me. I always thought it was a mismatch. Like, I bet on Moses Itauma to win in round one. And like, yeah, I always thought it would be like this, but yeah, you learn nothing from that fight, and you get hardly anything from that fight. And I don't want to see Dillian Whyte box again, and I haven't wanted to see Dillian Whyte box in a very, very long time. So yeah.
I mean, like, what does he do next? I mean, like, Hergovich was a big step up, like, is a big step up, but can you really, like, he might have to jump up to that level to get any, like, competition, someone who can actually give him a tough test. Like, you need someone with a good chin, like a Hergovich. But the problem is that, like, they might have a good chin, but, like, dealing with that speed for a heavyweight, like speed kills. It's all fine taking punches from big stiff idiots, or like, or just one punch merchants like someone on this card. But taking punches from a Itauma, that's a whole different problem. Yeah, look, if he can take a punch and he has good stamina, then it's over. It's a wrap for the heavyweight division once Usyk goes.
He's only 20 years old.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I need to see is, can he take a punch, and is his stamina good, and maybe, like, what's his ring IQ like? Can he adjust if fights aren't going his way? But I don't imagine that's going to happen for a while. A fight not going his way.
For probably another year or two.
But, like, we should be able to see at some point, can he take a punch? Like, just can't go through the rest of his career without taking a punch and blowing everyone away in 2 rounds.
We don't need him to overstep his boundaries and then get shinned because he never actually got to feel what it feels to be in a situation.
Like, at least, like, I don't think these fights are doing him, like, harm, I guess. Like, you can tell with, like, prospects when they just knock out all these guys early, it kind of harms their style, but it doesn't seem to be affecting him like that. It's just we're not finding out some important things we need to see for him to be the next big heavyweight, long reigning heavyweight champion, the heir to the throne, if you will.
Yeah, like people going about this Tyson comparison. I think Tyson went 10 rounds like 2 or 3 times before he fought for the title.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, like he's boxed 26 rounds in his entire pro career.
Yeah,
And like
it's like they had Mike Tyson fighting like so regularly, and then they upped his competition for the tough guys like Mitch Green, who took him the distance before he beat Trevor Berbick. Like, gotten some tough guys, and we saw him like not struggle per se, but I guess some tests. And then when he got into the big fights, I mean, he was ready for them and just blew everyone away, other than Tucker. But yeah, Tucker's got a crazy chin.
yeah, I just think, I'm so like I'm so frustrated because he can be a superstar, and it's annoying that he's not going to be at the moment. And well, we should stop any talk of Alexander Usyk. We should stop that.
Of course.
But they won't stop that.
People lack brain cells over there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Hergovich next, or Miller next, or something. Or not even next, like in his next test fight. Because if you're going to get him out again, I think it's a balance right now between promoting him and putting him on like huge cards, and then actually having a test. So, like, if you can get him a slot, this sounds ridiculously quick. But if you can get Moses Itauma a slot on the Canelo Crawford undercard because it's a ring event and he's trying to do with ring or whatever, you should do that. Even if it's against any sort of big stiff, like I don't know, Cassius Chaney or like some big stiff American heavyweight, Jerry Forrest or someone. And it doesn't really matter if they blow him out in a couple of rounds because it's like, it's a like exposure type fight. But if you're talking a proper fight, I think Jarrell Miller's perfect or Hrgovic. But I think Miller will take him rounds. And I think that's the
is notorious for able to absorb punishment.
Yeah, because he's so out of shape. Like he's like 330 pounds of just pure meat, and it's like he's the pure ball of meat, and you can just beat him up, and like he's just gonna keep plodding forward. So yeah, make the Jarrell Miller fight.
Well, like even maybe September is a bit quick because I mean his camp would have been a bit punishing probably. I mean they should have got him on like the yard. They should get him on like the yard, the Benavidez card. I know it's like full, but fuck it.
Eubank Ben's in November as well. I think that would make more sense.
It would.
Yeah.
I'll just get him out. Like it doesn't have to be a test in his next fight, or even his next fight after that. I mean, he's still 20.
He could
But
just keep. He could fight some Latvian.
like,
just,
if you're gonna
give him some work.
If you're gonna keep him in these type of fights, he needs to be like out like 5 times a year.
Yeah. This sounds ridiculous because of what we've said about him. But would Joe Joyce taking rounds?
Probably.
Like Joe Joyce would get pinged and he'd get beaten up. But he'd set a high pace and he'd take him rounds.
But it's like the way Zhang just killed him. I know Zhang's like an insane puncher, but like he would just walked into those punches. Like, he just walked into that right hook.
Yeah.
And Itauma has an insane right hook. Not as heavy as Zhang, but it's so fast.
Yeah.
Like I don't imagine he'd chin him in a round or 2. Or like 4 rounds. I mean 4 rounds is better than 1 round.
Yeah. I can't believe we're saying 4 rounds and is extending him. But yeah, it's that sort of thing though. Jesus, I'm thinking about Joe Joyce boxing out of a Philly show against Zhang, man. Jesus Christ. Anyway, but yeah, he is an exceptional talent. And I just hope he's not. This will be a niche reference, but I hope he's not a Michael Owen.
I think he'd be pretty happy with being a Michael Owen.
Yeah, but I hope he's not shot by like 24, which could happen.
Yeah, but like the difference is at this age, Michael Owen was actually facing good opponents.
Yeah,
and cooking against great teams.
Yeah,
like he probably wouldn't have been. Yeah, like maybe like Mike Tyson himself, shot by 23, 24.
Yeah. Like that sort of youthful sort of bounce and stuff that he's got, like that will go eventually.
I mean, I think he'd be fine. You know, Mike Tyson was taking drugs and shit. Yeah. He wasn't living the life outside the ring.
I'll tell you what I see Itauma as being, by the way, when he gets a bit older. I can't. This is a weird comparison, but I see him as a Luis Ortiz type fighter, like a better version of Luis Ortiz.
I bloody hope he'd be a better version of Luis Ortiz.
Yeah, like that sort of southpaw that's got a good movement but doesn't move loads, can punch, and is very, very accurate and very, very quick hands. I see him sort of when he stops the bouncing stuff, which he will. But this is like 3 or 4, maybe 5, 6 years down the line. But who knows, man? But yeah, stop the Usyk fights, man. Stop saying that because he's just he get battered by Usyk.
Yeah, I mean, it's like in his interview. I mean, he already said Coway and Parker are more deserving of that fight than him. Like that doesn't mean he wouldn't take it because he's confident. He thinks he can beat everyone. And if you get a shot at the undisputed heavyweight champion, be an idiot to turn it down. But I think like he knows, and I would hope Frank Warren knows. Don't be an idiot. Like you're just killing him before he even really gets started.
Yep. But anyway, we'll move on. Actually, we'll move on to the heavyweight fight on this card because that sort of links in with the Itauma fight. Filip Hrgović beats David Adelaide by decision. This fight wound me up so much. Firstly, because Adelaide had the perfect opportunity to score the best win of his career with that cut and did nothing. Secondly, because Hrgović was just doing Hrgović things and couldn't stop him. And thirdly, and sort of the thing that most annoyed me was the narratives on commentary and by a load of people in the media that David Adelaide's learning so much and he's so great and it's a really close competitive fight and all this stuff. He got battered.
Some rounds he just didn't do anything.
For a lot of rounds he didn't do anything. Like genuinely, other than the 8th round and maybe one of the early rounds, he was just a punching bag, getting bad, sitting there doing nothing.
People use the 8th round and just spread it out, and it counted as like 4 though.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, like it was a great round. Like you got dropped and came back and hurt him and was going for it. Like yeah, fair enough. Like well done, but you got bad every other round. Like literally just getting pinged about.
You were blowing out of your ass by by round 5. So.
It's like if Hrgović wasn't a arm punching, not in range to punch word, then you would have got stopped. If he didn't land that hook to hurt him, he's getting stopped.
Yeah.
That was pretty much all he was doing, just looking for the left hook, and you can't do that against Hrgović because he's going to be able to take it. And even when it does hurt him, he can survive. Like this is a guy who survived Zhang for 5 rounds before Zhang did Zhang.
This is a guy who survived Daniel Dubois and only got stopped on cuts in that fight.
Yeah, he wasn't really that hurt in that fight at all, really.
I think he got hurt once at the end of the 7th, didn't he?
Yeah.
But this is the thing that annoyed me. Like, that was one of the worst cuts I've seen that early in the fight from a punch. Adelaide, go all out, man. Go all out. Try. Burst at him. Throw everything at him. It doesn't matter if you get stopped because
Kovalev yard.
Yeah, he needed Tunde in his corner. Genuinely, it would have helped him.
Yeah, disrupt it. Put the head in, elbows, everything. Just throw everything you have at him in the 3rd and 4th rounds, and you might just get him out of there. The doctor might just stop it.
Yeah, and if he stops it, you win because you did it with a punch.
Yeah.
Like even if he makes it worse with a head clash or an elbow or something. He's opened it with a cut. Like you win.
And he just didn't. He lacked urgency.
Well, I'm not surprised. Like this guy was getting outboxed by Jamie TKV.
And it's just his stock didn't go up.
His stock went down.
Yeah.
His stock went down. Like he had a guy in front of him. I know he was getting hit a lot, but you still could have thrown some punches. Or at least throw more, tried more. Like if he did what he did in that 8th round, in a few more rounds, yeah, fair enough. You tried to win. You just came up short, but you didn't. You only tried it for I don't know, a minute or 30 seconds at best. And even in the 10th round, it's the final round, you're still getting pinged about.
I generally don't think Adelaide threw a punch in the 9th. and if he did, he certainly didn't land one. Like, you just hurt him. You're a mile behind on the cards. You must know that. Like, throw a punch. Like, and it just annoys me. We've got this thing in British boxing where it's like, we need to give credit to everyone for going a distance.
Yeah,
And
like they give credit for the wrong thing. It's like, no, give credit to him for being tough. Like, yeah, give him credit for being tough. Don't say, oh, his stock went up. Oh, he's great. And this, oh, he's learning so much. He's not learning anything. Like, he's just tough. Like, he showed a lot of toughness in that fight because he took a lot of punches. That's about it. And he showed his power, of course, which we already knew he had. That was it.
yeah, he's really like. I don't see David Adelaide doing much. I think he was very fortunate to win a British title. Well, he was because he like fluked it with the referee getting involved.
Yeah, he fluked
gave
it.
the stoppage.
Like,
But
I think he's a guy that you would expect him to win a British title because he's athletic and he can punch. And that's about it. That's like his ceiling.
yeah,
Because it's not like Hrgovic is some world beater, and he got bad.
yeah. I remember like maybe 6 months ago, people talking about Adelaide against the Itauma. That would have been hilarious. But yeah, if Hrgovic is Hrgovic is going to get knocked out soon. Again, like he's so lethargic. He doesn't punch very hard because he's all arm punches. He doesn't move his head. He's a big stiff idiot. He is. He is one step up from Kibrat Pulev.
Maybe we should change it. 6'6" from Croatia.
Yeah, like he just. Oh, he's just not very good, is he? Yeah, and I think he's going to get stopped again soon. He'll probably get knocked out by a Towner if they fight, but I guess this fight's for him. He's fun enough in fights. But yeah,
The one thing I will say is, I know he was dictating it, but I mean, his stamina looked better. Big Bear's done him good.
yeah,
Like, that's the only real thing that I like about Abel Sanchez is he is great at strength and conditioning. All his fighters are in great shape.
yeah. Think of that what you will, given.
Mm.
Yeah. Is it really the altitude or is it something else?
I mean, both.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll move on because I don't want to talk about David Adelaide anymore. To be honest. Nick Ball beat Sam Goodman via UD. Competitive fight, close fight. I thought Ball did enough, but I thought those two cards in particular were just awful. Goodman won minimum 4 rounds for me.
Just about beat him. Just about.
When I didn't score it, but I would kind of just felt like it was a draw. Like I didn't really think
I had it a draw. Like, genuinely, scored that for Sam Goodman, I wouldn't have a problem.
which is nasty to say out loud.
I mean, he's, other than Ray Vargas,
Oh shit!
yeah, other than Ray Vargas in the first 6 rounds, I mean, he's implemented the best style to beat Nick Ball, like, to box him, and he was using his feet really well. I mean, Ball couldn't do what he usually does, I guess. Like, wasn't really letting himself be pinned against the ropes. Was like unloading. I mean, early he was just looking for one shot. I mean, he did eventually let his combinations go a bit. I mean, it's really the activity, just won the rounds. I think Goodman was a lot more consistent with his boxing in the rounds. But like Ball, when he just throws, he lets somebody go at once, and that will catch the eyes of the judges. Well, 2 of them had already filled in their cards before the fight started, but the one scorecard that was actually good.
I wonder how Nick Ball would look if he actually fought a real featherweight.
Well,
like
well,
And
he
not
was getting pinged
not
about.
a washed or not good super bantamweight.
He was getting pinged about by Vargas until Vargas' stamina went because he hadn't made featherweight in so long and just been at 130. And
Again, like
he
him, a not
lost
featherweight. So that's like
lost
the best
to
people.
Ray Ford, who shouldn't have even been at featherweight.
Oh yeah,
At least even with the world champion either. Stay woke.
What can you do?
But yeah, Mirko Cuello via KO body shot.
I kind of thought you were gimmicking a bit with Quayo. I kind of.
No,
I'm
I'm
not.
genuinely not. Like,
I'm not impressed with Ball like. There's nothing I like about
Like,
watching it,
it
or
doesn't
think
even have to be.
anything he does is impressive.
It doesn't have to be a gimmick with Quayo. Like,
No, I know, but
it's
it's
just
like
bull. It's just bull.
I was saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's really more that Ball is not. He has a world title and he's nowhere near like a world level fighter.
He's good at what he does. I'll give him that.
I think when he
I like respect that he overcomes like this huge like size disparity like every fight like because he's forced to fight like that, but it's just not. I just don't like it.
Yeah, like he's not terrible. Like someone who is terrible doesn't win 5 rounds against Ray Ford or like compete with these guys. But there's just better fighters at featherweight, really.
I
And
respect him as a fighter. I just don't think he's not a he shouldn't like if you showed someone like just a non boxing fan. Do you think watching this round of Nick Ball? Do you think he's a world champion? They'd be like, hell, I hope not.
like,
But
it's
he
not
is
even.
with
I think
multiple
just
title defenses.
the problem is that like he's fighting super bantamweights, and he's pretty dirty. That's just rubbing me the wrong way. Like Nick Bowie's fine, good at what he does. He's uh, if not world level, like very close. But it's just you're fighting super bantamweights, and you're bloody kicking and headbutting and elbowing and
Getting
doing
nose
everything to these
shattered.
guys.
And if you're gonna fight this level of competition, 2024 Ronnie Rios, 2025 TJ Doheny, you need to chin them or dominate them. You haven't dominated a single fighter since like Dog Bay. Like it's
Yeah.
bad.
On a more positive
Another
note,
non
mm,
feather.
on a more positive note, I guess Sam Goodman's stock went up. Like he
Yeah,
has, like he kind of like restored himself after the shit he's been pulling.
yeah,
no,
I
yeah.
don't think he hasn't fully. Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
know he probably can't fully restore.
he'll be fine. Just go back down, or unless maybe he'll be too drained.
The Cesar Vaca fight was 1-2-4, and he didn't look particularly good in that fight. So I think he'll be a featherweight now. And I think well, there's two options with him. There's go back in the headline pay-per-views in Australia, or there's take some real fights and get beaten. And that's the options for Sam Goodman. I don't think he's very good. I think he's extremely basic. Like I don't
Sometimes
think either.
basics.
I
Sometimes
don't think
basics
either of these
is.
guys are. Off the top of my head, 10 guys in the division that I'd pick to beat both. At least.
Like 5 to 10.
That's the problem is like featherweight's a really good division, and there's so many good fighters in the division.
And he's somehow a world champion in said division with title defenses.
Yeah, like I don't know. There's a reason. there's a reason that they're matching like this. They're just praying for an in-the-way fight, aren't they? Let's be honest.
Which again,
Right.
he'll get chinned.
It's also
His
not
style
happening.
is to just run right into punches. So
Yeah, but the in-the-way fight brings a purse that Leo fight.
Espinosa. All these guys don't bring.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. Bring it away to Liverpool.
Saudi Arabia, you mean?
Bring it to Liverpool.
That's where they'll go.
Bring it to Anfield. No, you're anyway in Anfield. That'll be today.
Like, I'll tell you what. If Nick Ball takes some of the punches that he's been taking off Luis Neri, he doesn't survive the fight. That's
Yeah. Right, you don't want to be taking punches from a Luis Neri. Say what you want. I mean, he hits fucking hard.
Like,
yeah. And like, yeah, there's just too many. There's too many guys. Even someone like Robesi, man, I think he'd give Ball a boxing lesson. There's a lot of guys at featherweight that are just very, very good. So yeah, I'm looking forward to netball against Liam Davis in Liverpool in December or something like that, because that's the type of thing that Queensbury would do with him.
I'm not.
Yeah. Ray Ford beat Abraham Nova by decision. Competitive fight. I scored at 97-93 to Ford. Good fight, but Ford's a very, very good fighter. Was landing a lot. Had to come for a bit because Nova's a solid world level fighter, a super feather. Not anything great, but he's a solid guy. He'll give everyone a good workout. But yeah, like Ford's just a really, really good fighter, man.
Yeah, I mean, if like can't get the guys, I guess this was a good. I mean, he's not gonna. He's not like a puncher. He's not gonna stop these guys. But he'll beat them and show his skill whilst doing so. And yeah, I mean, Nova came to when he tried, especially like the last 3 rounds. I mean, he didn't stop throwing, but just outclassed.
I don't know what it is with him, but he never. I wouldn't classify him as chinny, but it seems like he is uncomfortable when he takes punches. Like period. Like his legs are tiny, so his balance is cooked. He just looks off every time he gets hit with punches.
Some guys are just weird like that. And in his defense, I mean, Ray Ford was loaded up with some of these punches. Like, he needed to chill out a bit with some of those.
Yeah.
Like, you're not a puncher, just stop trying to kill people.
True. But I like that.
Yeah, just waiting for Ray Ford to be in a fight I care about, preferably for a world title.
Yeah, how you talked about Ball, who has a title and he's not world level. Ford doesn't have a world title, and I think he's world level.
You know the thing with Ford that annoys me. There's two little things there. They've got Ford fighting Nova, who's relatively well known, fighting on a YouTube stream at 12:30 in the afternoon Eastern time, thousands of miles away, and nobody's talking about it. He should be a well-known name in American boxing, headlining shows, but he isn't. He's headlined on ESPN, winning a world title in one of the best fights in the last couple of years. You know, all this stuff. He's from a boxing area. He's been on the NS undercards. He's had a lot of exposure. And nobody cared about that fight. No one knew it was happening. Secondly, the Eduardo Nunes fight is right there. And they put Eduardo Nunes in with Christopher Diaz. instead. What a ridiculous! Like what are we doing here? Just make Ford against Nunes. It's right there. It's right in front of you. It's the
Boxing
fight to
says,
make. I
no,
don't
I don't
understand.
think I will.
It's right there. And even like you could just sell it to like Turkey and say, well, can you pay for this to be in one of your undercards? But I'm sure Turkey would have put Ray Ford against Nunes on one of these like ring cards or whatever. I just don't understand why you wouldn't. It's right there. It's the fight to make.
It's the fight to
I
make.
just don't understand why you wouldn't do it.
It's the fight to make, and I'm kind of like I pick Ford to win, but I kind of um, I do think Nunez is like a tad bit more than just some plotting
Oh yeah. There's
knockout
jeopardy there
hunter.
for sure. There's
So
jeopardy there. Like,
it's kind of
I make
interesting.
Ford a favourite, but like it's a competitive fight.
That would probably go late too.
Yeah, like it's a good fight. It's two top super featherweights, like the top, both sort of top five really on ability, and it's like it's the most obvious fight to make. For some reason, they're not gonna make it, and I don't know why. They're both with Matchroom. Just make the fight.
Wait, you know how boxing is. They'll make the most. If they do make the obvious fight, it won't be till years after people care about, or they'll make one thinking people care about it and no one gives a damn. Like that example of how they had Charlo and Plant fight like semi-final fights, and now one of them lost, and now already nobody cared about that shit, and now they really don't care about that shit.
Well, I know why. Matchroom fighters never, ever have a tough first title defense. Pretty much. That's pretty much it. That's why. And it's like he just got a new jam and he doesn't want him to lose it again. I reckon Eddie knows Nunez would probably lose to Ford. And they've been pushing Nunez a bit. Some killer. That would be a bad look.
Yeah, they're really pushing because they're making him fight goddamn Patufo Diaz in the big 2025.
Yeah, they're like, damn, gotta get him
What
back
a,
in the knockouts. Yeah, Mexico versus Puerto Rico. What can you do?
I guess, but like pick a better Puerto Rican that isn't multiple years out of his prime. A fighter that also wasn't like that great anyway.
No, because
That's
that would have
not
been
how
easy
boxing
enough. Just not what Matchroom do.
at all ever. I'm sick. I'm just sick of all the whole side of boxing. I wish it would. I wish it would stop. It's not gonna stop. And if it does stop, it won't be for a while. Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's certainly not good. It's frustrating, but Ford's a really good fighter, and it was a good win. Nova's a good fighter, and he beat him relatively comfortably. Um, yeah. Hiato Tatsumi was in a mismatch against Kezashvak. He battered him. Um,
Don't tell Oladipo that.
yeah,
Few
for
coaches
like we mentioned this earlier. Like they were putting Reito Tatsumi on the graphics all week when it was Hiato fighting, and then Adley Oladipo goes, "Oh yeah, are they pushing him too far and all this?" He battered Rene Alvarado. Not sure, but obviously, how can we expect the zone people that do boxing to watch boxing? They're not working for. I mean, how could we ever expect that? How could we ever expect people paid hundreds of thousands of pounds a year to report on boxing, cover
or
boxing, to actually watch the sport? I mean, it's just unreasonable of us, isn't it?
or even if you didn't watch it, because it's not like it's not like most of the time they don't talk about like how they fight because they don't want to just assume like how someone fights, but they won't even like get a feel of like the resume or they'll just like give their opinion on them right right then as they're in the ring in front of them,
You
which
know
makes
what it
it sound
is.
worse.
You know what it is. I genuinely think he thought that it was Rato fighting. Like I genuinely think he thought that because like you must do. There's no way that you can sit there and think somebody that stopped all these guys won sort of an OPBF title, sorry, um, had battered and stopped Rene Alvarado, albeit a washed Anselmo Moreno as well.
Would have a tough time with his Ashfack.
Yeah, like he's just drawn with Levi Giles, like, and it's
Well,
like,
these guys probably don't even know who Rene Alvarado is. They're just like, oh, like 14 losses. He's probably shit. And like,
yeah,
well,
frustrating.
like he's past his best, but barring him and stopping him, that's impressive.
I mean, he just beat out Victor Morales like 2 or 3 weeks ago, didn't he? Or maybe a bit longer, like a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's what it is. I just think we're all being very harsh because we're expecting people paid hundreds of thousands of pounds a year to cover boxing to actually watch it. So we're the unreasonable ones here.
I'd just like them to not try and con the public. That would be nice. Like, yeah, a lot of people here aren't like hardcore boxing fans. They don't know who Tatsumi is, and they don't know who Kez Ashfaq is or Rene Alvarado. So they're just like, yeah, this is a big test. It's a step too far.
And that's fine, but why are you trying to make just random narratives with like undercard fight? Like I don't get what the point of that is.
Look,
Like you're just doing some type of fantasy with any fighter.
Like,
Tatsumi, by the way, was 100 to 1 favorite. He was 100 to 1 on. You need to bet £100 on Hiyato Tatsumi to win £1.
that's generous to Ashfaq.
Yes, but like, and you've got the guy on that's like leading the broadcast saying, "Oh my god, is it too far for him?" Like everyone knew this was a mismatch. Tatsumi looked good, Ashfaq looked terrible. But Tatsumi was sat in first gear, and it's like these people just stop, just stop. You don't need to lie. You don't need to like build up this hype in your head. It's just so frustrating. It's so annoying. Man. Just stop.
Like, I know he's a ring ambassador, but it just felt like a weird card for him to be on. It just felt weird watching him on this card.
Again, especially with a fighter with an opponent like that.
Well, once again. Well, you can make this argument for loads of these guys. He is one fight away from a world title, fighting at 4 a.m. Japanese time, against a super bantamweight that couldn't win a domestic title. Lost to guys like Mark Leach in the worst opponent in his career, thousands of miles away from Tokyo. Let's face it, as much as you want to try and build Japanese fighters in the Western market, they're not going to unless you're like a superstar. And even then, it's difficult. Like, look how long it's taken in a way to really cross over in the West, and even still, he gets doubted.
And he's the only guy.
Yeah.
There's no other one. The only other Asian is Pacquiao, really.
Yeah, and I suppose Tomoki was headlining a few of the early PBC cards, wasn't he? I swear the McDonald fight was a headline.
And like he is like all the
Mexican.
commanders were just superstars.
Yeah.
They're just bona fide superstars. Like some of the most popular Japanese fighters ever. Maybe the most popular one. Like they were superstars.
Yeah. And like, it seems he's not going to get that. And like, if you look at where he was fighting headlining on a beamer. He was fighting on Ioka undercards. He was getting like the Ioka Perez fight a couple of New Year's Eves ago. Did something like 4 million viewers on a beamer. and let's say half of those are watching the co-main event or like whatever, he's getting a lot of exposure. He can build himself
Yeah.
into like an arena headliner in Japan, but like no, he has to go and fight at 4 a.m. on undercards in Saudi for no particular reason. Like, I just don't get it.
Well, you just got a guy that doesn't know boxing, doesn't know how to build guys. Like all these guys are just they've already been built.
But
And it's been
he's fighting mismatches, man. Like you're telling me someone like Liam Wilson would have turned down a Saudi payday,
no.
like or Sultan Zalabek or like any of these guys, Elnar Samedov or like these sorts of super featherweights that aren't your world beaters, but they're sort of recognised fringe level contenders. Not like Kez Ashfaq, who's not even a TV fighter in the UK. But anyway, it was a stupid fight, and it was just a total mismatch, and it played out like that. Tatsumi in first gear battered him, but he didn't really get out of first gear. But yeah, it was what it was. Anyway, we'll move on. Alakel won on that undercard, but we're not going to talk about that because it's Alakel. I didn't even watch that fight.
I didn't watch it either.
There was nothing else in that card. We've done all that. Friday night, Yakubov beat William Foster by decision. I thought he deserved it, maybe 6-4, 7-3, something like that. He's an okay fighter. He's a decent fringe level contender, and like you look at either of those two, and either of those two have turned down the Tatsumi fight. You know what I mean? They're better than Ashfaq. Then Omar Trinidad drew. I didn't watch that fight, I'm not going to lie, so I can't really comment on it, but he drew in California. And that was about it for boxing this weekend. RG Cortez won a decision in Mexico, and there wasn't much else on, because that's what boxing is now. Yeah, it's a slow month. It's a very, very slow month. We'll move on, though, to the previews. Should we start on Wednesday? We'll start on Wednesday. And there's another Australian pay-per-view on. Nikita Zoo is fighting. It's getting too much, that. Nikita Zoo is fighting an unbeaten German called Lozim Ismaili over 10 rounds. Nikita Zoo is an extremely exciting fighter. He's not very good, but he's an extremely fun fighter to watch. The Koa Musier fight, was that his last? Yeah, that was his last fight just under a year ago. He got hurt multiple times in that fight and was losing a lot of rounds and then came back to stop him. So, yeah, you might want to watch that. He's fun to watch. Also, Michael Zarafa's on that card and Brock Jarvis is on that card as well. But, you know, it's not great.
Starting at middleweight again, by the way.
Yeah, Brock Jarvis. He needs to move up to super middle to set the record for like most weight classes covered. But yeah, thank you to No Limit for putting on another pay-per-view for no particular reason. We love that, don't we?
Still not worse than the pay-per-view from the other day.
Yeah. On Saturday in Altrincham, we'll do this first because we'll end on the good fights. Turkey's favourite fighter is back. Off of the loss against he had an 8-rounder actually that I didn't even realise, but he's back. He lost to Josh Padley last year. He's fighting for the British and Commonwealth titles against Jack Rafferty at 140. Rafferty's quite limited, but he's big, he's strong, he sets a high pace, and he can punch. And I think that's going to be way too much for Mark Chamberlain, who I don't think he's very good at all, really. Slow feet, can't really punch that hard, doesn't have any defense, head straight up in the air. And yeah, he's just not very good. And I said years ago when the Turkey stuff started with him that yeah, like Sam Noakes' Mai was better, and I still maintain that. And Sam Noakes isn't great either, but Sam Noakes and Mai was better fighter than Mark Chamberlain, and so is Jack Rafferty. I think Jack Rafferty's probably going to wear him down and stop him sort of second half there. Body shots, probably.
Yeah. And he's even worse at 140 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should just get beat up. Maybe someone like you see a star like Jack Rafferty. I mean, they could get outboxed, and he could look like a plodding idiot. But I don't think that's going to be the case this time. You never know. Maybe Turkey's favourite fighter pulls off the upset. And Turkey's favourite fighter, a fight that he will not be watching, of course.
He'll be treating like Toy Story. He doesn't want to play with him anymore.
Yeah, like I saw the stream of the Chamberlain Elias fight, his last fight. I had it on. I mean, he didn't really look like great. I mean, he looked like Mark Chamberlain. To tell you how he looked, I mean, when he looked like Mark Chamberlain, he's gonna get stopped.
Yep. Mark Chamberlain not very good. Zach Miller's on there as well against Leon Woodstock. That is a blast from the past, Leon Woodstock. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Lost to Kurt Walker last year or earlier this year. Sorry. I seem to remember that was quite a close fight. It was a majority decision. I can't remember who I scored it to. Or even if I did score it, but like, God, man, I remember Leon Woodstock from like when Queensbury first had that TNT deal, the first few years of that, and they had that sort of Archie Sharp, Leon Woodstock, Zephyr Barrett, Sam Bowen, sort of Kakachi sort of triangle thing going on, or whatever. They were all fighting each other. And yeah, he pretty much lost all of those fights. Lost the Sharp, Kakachi, and Barrett. And yeah, I just don't. I guess Zach Miller should win, but who knows?
I think he will.
Yeah, he should do.
I mean, he's coming off his best win.
Yeah, he's strong and he sets a high pace, Zach Miller. So that
Could
should
be
be
a good
enough.
fight.
Could be.
I don't think he's gonna stop Liam Woodstock because he can't punch. But you know, it's boxing. Could happen.
Yeah. I don't think he. Yeah, he's never stopped anyone with a winning record. So yeah, not great, but is what it is. I think he'll beat Liam Woodstock on points. I agree. That's for the Commonwealth title. Jack Turner's in action as well against an unbeaten Argentinian that I've never seen fight. So yeah, Henry Turner's back. Nelson Birchue, Stephen Cairns, Lewis Richardson. Jesus Christ. Lewis Richardson, the 28-year-old Olympic bronze medalist, elite amateur, is fighting 5-16-1 Archam Sparta. After fighting 8-20-1 Dimitri Prokanos. What's the point?
Development.
What's the point? What is the point?
Develop those fighters, man.
He's a middleweight, and he's not even out quickly. That was on the Walkley card. He's like, there's guys that you can fight, like River Wilson Bent's active. He's in the same division. You know, why can't you fight River Wilson Bent? Troy Coleman's active. You know, you've got enough guys that are like this sort of level that are not brilliant, but sort of there. You know, like I just don't know why you can't fight them.
Because it's the stupid way they build up prospects in this country, sticking them with journeyman. That's what they do. Like, is an awesome Spatar gonna do anything for you? No. They know that as well, but you know, and it's not even like they're keeping them active either.
Oh, also,
Thank you, boxing. Thank you, boxing.
I just seen like right now, Vidal Riley posted saying free agent season. So
Has it?
yeah,
Where is
Hello,
it?
Ben.
on his Instagram story.
Oh, I'm going to take a quick community tour because I need to post. Hi Ben, I hope you're well. I hope you're well, Ben. We wish Ben Shalom well on this podcast. Another one bites the dust.
What is
Um,
Callum Simpson?
Callum Simpson. And I just wish him well. I hope Ben's doing well. There's some great news.
During the
Brilliant
pod,
scenes of fantastic scenes. Yeah, but anyway, we'll get back. I wish we had a boxer show to preview, but there aren't any because they haven't announced any yet. But,
We're gonna have no
Yeah.
fighters to fight on them.
yeah. I hope you're well, Ben. I hope you don't sue us because you've been suing everyone else, and you're hi, Ben. We love you, Ben. Really. Um. Yeah. Sorry. We'll move on. That. Yeah. Johannes Tellers is fighting this weekend against Abbas Baral, defending the WBA interim title at super welterweight. Good fight. I think this is a little underrated. I think Baral's very good. I think he got robbed against Cold Kai, who obviously gave him Zaliev hell. I think this is a sneaky little good fight. I think Tellers should win a decision, but I think, good little fight. I think Baral's very underrated.
Not just this fight. I mean, I like the whole card, to be honest.
predicting at least one list fight.
I mean, like Rivera versus Cordova's good as well. Barty versus Gutierrez.
2025
that is good.
Gutierrez. It's okay.
I mean, it could be worse. Could be
worse.
a British card.
True.
Yeah, well, like it might not end up being competitive, but on paper, it's a good fight at least. You would hope Burrow would give Tellers a little bit of. Well, yeah, I mean, you could have another Eggington fight. It's probably not going to happen, but because it's not Eggington, it's Sue and it's Tellers. I just don't know if he's going to win by decision or stop him. Like, I mean, Tellers is good.
I'll tell you who does know. Tay is his manager because he's probably bet on it.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, no, he's definitely winning by decision. I forgot he went the distance with J-Rock.
Jesus Christ, don't remind me of that.
Oh yeah, he's good.
He's a good
Could be a
fighter.
tough test. Like, it's definitely a step up from a J-Rock. Even J-Rock is skilled, but 2025.
And he boxed like a journeyman in that fight. Like,
Yeah, he didn't really try.
Look, I like Breadman. He's good on Twitter and that. I like his column on boxing scene. But, man, a lot of his fighters, he's now telling just to see out the distance and accept the loss on points. And you can hear him saying it in the corner. I wonder what's going on with him.
Not great.
Like, who was it? Who did Yoanli Hernandez beat? And Breadman was telling the opponent just to survive recently.
Kyron Davis.
Kyron Davis, yeah. And, like, they boxed the exact same way against J-Rock as well. For the J-Rock Tejas fight as well. And it's like, yeah. I think I was a bit disappointed in those performances. Nobody really wants to see fighters just going in there to see the final bell. But yeah, it is what it is. I think Tejas is good. He could stop Barao, but I think, yeah. And he's going to fight Boots next because Boots ain't fighting Virgil Ortiz. He's going to fight Tayers. Like we all know this.
Tay's gonna get upgraded. Oh, for fuck's sake!
Yeah, we wish him well. Yeah. It's a good card, like you said. On the undercard of this, well, I don't know what the undercard is. I don't know what's main eventing, but Yankiel Rivera is fighting Angelina Cordova for the interim. We love a good interim WBA flyweight title. We love the WBA. We love a good interim title. But yeah, it's a. I like Rivera. I liked him when he was with Matchroom. I like him now. It's a good little fighter. Cordova obviously had a couple of gift decisions, but didn't he get the draw or a close loss to Martinez, and then that got overturned because Martinez was on the gear, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, got dropped a couple of times in that fight and came back strong. Yeah, I think Rivera should win this fight pretty comfortably. It's another good fight at flyweight. There's been a lot of good fights at flyweight, and I'll tell you what, him against Sandoval will be a fantastic fight if that happens. They're both sort of quite aggressive, and it will be just a fun style matchup, I think.
This is how you match up fighters. Like, this is how you develop a fighter. Rivera, he's been matched really well and smartly in his career.
Oh, you're not appreciative of the 8-47 Latvians to develop
No.
your career? Oh man.
And it's like this is only his like 7th fight as well, so 8th fight, and he's already beat a Sandoval, the other Sandoval.
Oh yeah, Victor Sandoval, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good fight. Yeah, Rivera probably on points for me. Like probably like a 9-3 type.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little disappointing he can't punch. You don't usually come across Puerto Ricans who can't punch.
Yeah, they
But
usually.
I'll let him off because he's a flyweight.
I'd rather have him. I'd rather have him than someone like Belanga. And I'd certainly
True.
rather have him than Bomber Gonzalez. We haven't mentioned him in a while, but
Yeah. Yeah. I think he got a KO in his last fight as well.
yeah. That might actually be a matchup in Puerto Rico. If they take him back there, him against Bomber might be a decent little fight.
Well, not to watch, it wouldn't.
Yeah, it would, because like Bomber would get
Unless he
beaten
gets
up.
bad. Unless he gets bad, that would be good.
Yeah.
But if he does a bomber and just sings it out, that wouldn't be fun.
I don't think he would. I think his leg's gone. But yeah, it's an interesting little fight. It's a good card. Like you've got Lucas Baddy against Roger Gutierrez in a WBA lightweight eliminator as well. That's a nice little fight. I don't think either are particularly high level, but it's well matched. Like Gutierrez, if he has anything left, could spring an upset there.
Wouldn't mind that.
I mean, like, Barty's probably like pushing on for a spot in the top 10 of the division, probably. Like, maybe could have been stuck in our rankings. I mean, he was one of the guys that was a possible addition.
Yeah, he's definitely on the fringes. Like, I reckon a win here probably puts him in it. To be honest, puts him ahead of someone like Maxi Hughes or Sam Lopes.
Yeah, especially after Sam Lopes' next fight, how that's gonna go.
Yep. Yep, that won't go very well. But if you look at, I think, yeah, the disappointment on this card definitely is that Steve Claggett's pulled out, and Jermaine Ortiz is now fighting some Dominican who he's going to beat very, very comfortably. That's unfortunate, but it's a really good card. It's like, and if you compare it to some of the fighters Matchroom put on recently, or Golden Boy, or even like Top Rank or anyone. Like this competes. This is like right up there. There's like a decent like Saturday night free card. It's a really, really good show.
Jake Paul doing his thing in the promoting area.
Or she just stay there.
I mean, his fights are farces, but at least he's training properly. I'll give him that. You know, I mean, he seems to be doing pretty well in the promoting area and the putting on cards area and the fights. And he actually seems to care about the fights, which I like.
Rare.
We'll see how long that lasts, but he seems to care about these guys. Although, you know, he seems to be going the women's boxing route, which might not be despised, but if you keep putting on Serrano and Katie Taylor cards, they're going to do lots of views.
Yeah.
Yep, and there's a decent little show on the Friday night as well. Jamal Harvey's making his debut, and there's a couple of decently matched prospect fights, like when Paul Rivera's on the Yovis Gomez is back. Jesus Christ, Corey Martin's back. It's a decent little show on the Friday night as well. They're doing 2 nights in a row, which is decent. So yeah, there's stuff to watch. There's also a Ohashi show. Yuta Sakai's back, and Yokoyoma's back tomorrow. But yeah, we won't go into that too deeply. We'll run through some news headlines. Keith Thurman's fighting Sebastian Fundora for some reason live on pay-per-view in 2025. Virgil Ortiz is probably fighting Erickson Lubin, although we don't know because they're negotiating with Xander Zayas or they're not negotiating with Xander Zayas. We don't know. It's just all very, very petty. I just think Virgil Ortiz has been mismanaged, if I'm being honest. Is there anybody in the last 10 years who's got wins as good as him that has not won a world title?
That's what I was about to say. He's too good to not have had a title fight yet.
Yeah. He's fought in 3 divisions. He's like 28 years old. He's beaten Israel Madrimov, Serhii Boachuk. Even some guys at 147 like Maurice Hooker. I know it's Maurice Hooker, like former world champion. He's beaten Mean Machine. Like he's beaten good guys, and he just hasn't won a world title yet, which is ridiculous to me. But anyway,
I don't really care that he hasn't won a world title, fought for a world title. I mean, it's just a world title. Like he's still getting these fights and getting good wins, so that's fine. I mean, is a world title really going to make him any more of a star? I mean, he seems to be reasonably popular as it is. Probably not.
I agree.
I also think that Stanionis era kind of stunt. He probably would have one, but he probably would have a title by now.
Or at least 4th one. Like maybe it would give him a bit more leverage in the negotiations.
It kind of took like a year and a half off his if not more, because the Frederick Lawson thing doesn't count.
Yeah, it's like he's just fighting good opponents, and then I'd rather not have a title and fight the opponents he's fought than get a title and have to fight terrible mandatories that no one cares about.
I guess.
That's like not one of a title, but I mean he's made a lot of money as well.
He'll probably
whilst fighting
he'll
good
probably
guys.
have one in the next fight or two. To be honest.
Yeah, like you gotta assume that he's gonna win one eventually.
You'd hope so.
I
He'll probably get upgraded. You love a good upgrade because he's got that intro. So yeah. Anthony Lasquaga is fighting Camacho on the Wednesday of Canelo Crawford fight week, defending his WBO title. It's good that he's back in America defending his belt, even though he probably shouldn't have it right now. But it is what it is. He's still a decent level fighter, and I just hope that they make the Sandoval unification. You can make that in somewhere in California because they're both from California. It's such an obvious fight to make. if you look at Sandoval, there's some news for him. WBC have ordered him to fight Ufire. Whether that fight happens or not, I don't know. If it does happen, I think Sandoval's going to batter him. Ufire's taking way too much punishment. And yeah, it's not good. A couple of other bits. Hunter against Miller is apparently back on, but Don King has also announced the Pulev fight this week, so who knows what's going on. It's a mess. Everything's a mess with that. This is why you don't sign contracts with Don King. Who would have thought someone that's been scamming people since the 60s is still doing it now, allegedly? Don't sue us, please. Because we know you love suing people, Don. Allegedly.
Got YouTube strikes off that jackass.
Yeah. A couple of other bits. Yuda Shigioka's retired. Quite a heartfelt message about Jinjiro and how he can't really fight on. It's understandable. And it's just a really sad situation with that. So yeah, we wish him well in retirement. Hope his brother gets back to somewhat of a healthy state. But yeah, I don't. It looked quite. It doesn't look too promising, but yeah, it's just a very sad situation, that is. Liam Power is fighting David Papo in an IBF eliminator for the number 2 spot at welterweight in September. Another pay-per-view from Australia. Liam Wilson's back on the undercard as well. Yeah, I guess it's an okay fight. Papo's unbeaten. Got a couple of good wins in sort of European level fights. That's what it is. Then one more. Don Charles has been blamed by Stan the Man Dubois, his dad, Daniel's dad. First you're angry, then you're upset, and then you look for someone to blame, and they are blaming Don Charles. He's been let go. And Daniel Dubois is at the Matchroom Ped. Sorry, not the Matchroom Ped. The Matchroom Elite Gym, they call it. So you wish them well. They're definitely not a Ped gym. Don't worry. Definitely not had any Ped accusations in the past. So yeah, he's now with Tony Sims. Whatever. I think with Dubois, he's someone that you just got to get fit and get in the right state to fight, and then he's just going to go out and do what he always does, which is sort of run forward with a big strong jab and a big right hand and throw a lot of punches and try and take someone's head off. And like with him, it's more motivational with getting him into a good physical condition rather than it is sort of tactics. So it's if Sims can do that, which I think he can, maybe with some assistance. But who knows? Who knows? We wish him well. So yeah, that's it for the news. I don't know if you've seen anything else. Obviously, we've learned that Vidal Riley's a free agent. By then, I don't think there's anything else.
No. Although, no, I don't know. Did we talk about this? I don't know. Bowerchuk against Brandon Adams.
Oh yeah, Bowerchuk, Brandon Adams. We haven't talked about that. They're rematching as part of the Crawford Canelo fight week. What day it's on or whatever, we don't know. But yeah, good enough fight. It's good that he's getting back in the mix against someone who's knocked them out before. So yeah, it's a decent little fight.
We'll be there.
We will be there. And yeah, 154 is just so good. We can go on about it forever. But yeah, there's not much else to talk about. We won't talk about that today. So yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah, thank you for listening.
See you in episode 75.